We're talking crawl space drainage, and we're doing that right now. Hey guys, so I'm down in a really nice crawl space encapsulation job that we just finished, and I want to go over what is vitally important to most crawl space encapsulations before you get the install. So 9 times out of 10, most people are not going in their crawl space. They're not checking it after every storm. They haven't been under there for months, years, probably forever. Most people don't go into their crawl spaces. But most people, for some reason, seem to think that their crawl space never has water in it, even though they don't go down in there. They look at the outside of their house and they think, oh, well, I don't see any pooling water, so probably don't have any water in my crawl space. Or you have the pest control company out there, the HVAC guy comes out annually, or maybe your electrician. And all these contractors come under there. Nobody ever says that you have a problem. Even though they're down there and they see it, but because they don't tell you, they don't want to get sued for saying the word mold and things of this nature is what we hear all the time. So they just don't say anything, and you're led to believe that your crawl space looks great. Hey, the technician might even tell you that your crawl space looks good, right? But he's a plumber or HVAC guy. He has no idea what he's looking for, and it's dark under there and he can't see anything. He knows nothing about moisture problems. He's in there to do his job. Maybe the HVAC looks okay to him for a typical open crawl space that, they're all pretty much destroyed. So, that's a reason that you may be believing that you have a perfectly dry crawl space. But the reality is that we get calls every day, all the time, to check crawl spaces, and many other contractors across the nation. And once we get under these crawl spaces, we're documenting in almost all open crawl spaces. Almost all. There are the rarities that don't have a moisture issue, even though most of the things are the same. But the majority of them all clearly can be documented with photos and video. And you have water that's coming around the perimeter that soaks into your ground. It comes all the way down beneath your footer on the exterior, and then through hydrostatic pressure comes underneath the footer and then rises back up. It rises up into the block, and it rises right up around the perimeter edge of your crawl space. And the only way to take care of that properly is not by just hooking up a sub pump. If you place a sub pump here, right, and there's no mechanism from this side of the crawl space to get it over there except what you think might be a good grade. Of course, is you have clay, sand, mud, all that stuff. Every time it gets wet, it moves around. You're not keeping any type of real grade. So you have to install footer drain tile. And that's a weird term because people think tile, they think of like bathroom floors and backsplashes and all that stuff. But in reality, I won't go over the history of why it's called drain tile right now. I'll save that for another video. But this is a version of drain tile. This is a perforated pipe. This is the Baughman 8 slot yellow pipe. This was made originally for agricultural farms, for draining big farms. Most of the black pipe that you guys have probably seen, especially with the green line on it, that's ADS's, American Drain Systems, 4-inch perforated pipe. They sell at all the big box stores. It'll do the job. It just won't do the job really efficiently, in my opinion. It's a 4-slot staggered. This is a 8-slot, not staggered. They're wider cuts, as you can almost see through all this. There is, in every single valley here, there are 8 slots all the way around this pipe. This thing absolutely just jets the water to the sub pump, and then the sub pump takes that out to daylight, pumps it out hopefully to a pop-up emitter. You always want to make sure that's at least 10 feet away, but as far away from your foundation, your home, as you can possibly get it. That's where you really want to take it. But you have to dig all the way around the perimeter to properly handle the drainage issue in these crawl spaces. You got to dig it beside the footer. You don't want to put the pipe on top of the footer. It needs to be beside it. You want to go about 16 inches out away from wherever the footer stops. You want to go about 14 inches down, and you want to dig all that out around the perimeter. Then you put a geotextile fabric, which I don't have down here to show you as a sample, but you put this GOT or DOT approved soil separator fabric in the trench. Then you take this 8-slot Baughman tile that we sell, and then you turn around and put this on the bottom of it. You put it all the way around. You lead it back to the sub pump, cut 2 4-inch holes in the basin, and you put one of the sides of the pipe that way and one in this way. And then you turn around and you fill the entire trench with a good stone aggregate. You want to make sure that it's a washed and screened aggregate. The bigger the aggregate, the bigger the voids, the faster the water flow. Remember that. You don't really want to use pea gravel. You want to use something that's more used for drainage. And once you have that, all the stone put in there, covering the sides and the top of this, then you want to take that DOT fabric and you flip it over on both sides, and then you use metal stakes and you pin that all the way around. Then you have a great contained drain system, and that is the best you can really do. Any type of water that's coming in, I don't care how fast it is in a crawl space, this is going to be able to handle it absolutely. This will get the water to the sub pump super duper fast, and then again you can exit that out to daylight and pump it away from your foundation. So there are a bunch of different other systems out there. There is what they call strip drain. This is a tiny little thin drain. If you look at some of our other videos, you should be able to find a strip drain one that shows you what people have installed. You dig basically a little slot like this, put that all the way around, and it's supposed to do good. But I'm telling you from experience, that stuff in a crawl space, we have never seen efficiently work. That always fails every time we run into it. We're pulling it out, and then we're putting in a real contained drain system. So don't be fooled by some of these other gimmicks. Some of these things look super easy, and they pitch how easy they are. Easy Flow is another one we've installed before. We used to use it. We used to think that it was really good, and in some applications I'm sure it's absolutely good. If there's seems to be a known problem that that the aggregate that's a peanut type aggregate that they use, that's synthetic, it will float, and we've had it float on one of our jobs, and we talked to some some NDS reps about it, and the problem with it floating and why it floated, and they said that it was a known problem, and all they could do was say really bury it deeper. So even if you bury it 6 inches and your sub pump fails, that stuff's super buoyant, and depending on the type of soil, in our case from what we went through, it actually can float up. So not really crazy about the NDS anymore, and that's why we are using the Baughman 8-slot tile in all of our contained drain systems. So that's all I got really. This is the stuff that, you know, we have tested. There's really nothing better than this on the market. Guys, want to get your hands on this, you can reach us, hit us up in the comments below. We are selling 100-foot rolls of this. We have the DOT drain fabric as well. We'd love to get this to you. If you're in Delaware, Eastern Shore, Maryland, and soon in Charleston, you'll be able to just pick this stuff up, so you don't have to worry about the additional shipping costs. If you're further away, you want to get a good bulk order and save on shipping, let us know. If you are a contractor or homeowner and you really kind of, before you want to purchase it, really want to get your hands on a piece of this and see what it's like, we can ship that to you as well. So please hit us up on the comments below, and we'll get in touch with you, and we will ship you out a sample piece like this so you can put your hands on it, see the quality that it is. And we think that once you do, and you compare this to your normal perforated pipe at the big box stores, or even at any of your landscaping supply stores, you guys are really going to like this stuff. And we know that this is what you're going to want to use in your system, protect your home. And if you're a contractor, this is what you want to sell to your customers. So that's all I got. I really thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you found value in it. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any other ideas of the type of videos that you would like for me to do in the future, please hit us up in the comments below and just let us know what your thoughts are. Everybody have a wonderful day.